Alright, my name's Liam. I'm a fourth year poli-sci major. I like long walks on the beach and reality television. And you know what? For the first time here at King's, I don't feel helpless. A lot of us as we grow older begin to feel helpless at the coming age of adulthood, where we don't know what's coming and we don't have control of our future. I finally feel like that's possible. My platform basically rests on three principles for Arts Rep. The first of which, the background for, is that Arts Rep, Science Rep, and Journalism Rep sit on a faculty council. We sit on it. We listen to it. We don't have voting rights. I want to argue for voting rights, to give the student voice more opinion and more sound and ground change into this institution, giving the student voice a more resonating sound than just yelling at a wall, which is what we've been doing. The second part of my platform is to argue for more arts funding, because by far we have the largest proportion of arts students. Show of hands, who's all an arts student? I rest my case. In the past couple of years, we've had scares of losing key teaching staff like Laura Penny and Sarah Clift. At the same time, we're losing funding for TAs out the yin yang. At the same time, our tuition is going up and going up. We need reallocation of funds into these key programs that make Kings Kings. And the third thing on my platform is to help students prepare for life after Kings. I want it headed by the arts department. A program that a past student, Kayla Fells, was good at advocating, but no one has taken it up since she left. And that is a program to teach real life skills. Basically, we know how to write an essay, MLA format, Boston format, Chicago format, but we don't know how to write a resume. We don't know how to have a job interview. We don't know how to do taxes, change a tire, grow our own food. This is what I want to teach everyone through seminar programming, basically once a month. Bring in an expert and teach people skills that they need after university. Like, of course, we all need to know Shakespeare, Plato, all those wonderful things. But is that going to help you on the side of the road with a flat tire? In closing, I just want to give you guys the opportunity to not feel helpless like I did in first year.
Liam, now we're going to listen to Mel.
Hi everyone, my name's Melina. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a second year student. I did FIP last year. I'm in French and Contemporary Studies. I'm the current arts rep, so I'm here hoping to be re-elected. Just so you all know, if you ever want to talk to me outside of this, I'm in the Wardy all the time. I recognize some of you, but I'd love to get to know the rest of you, so come chat with me whenever. My platform has 5 main points, and what I'm going to do is tell you what I want to do in the coming year if I'm re-elected, but I'm also going to give you a little bit of background about the things that I did last year, because a lot of the projects that I want to do in the coming year, I began last year, and I'd like to continue working on them. So the first thing, it's the most general, but also I think the most important point on my platform, is that as the arts rep, my job would be to listen to art students and to communicate with art students. So all of the reps, journalism, science, arts, sit on a number of different councils. They sit on KSU Council, Academic Committee. I sit on the Dalhousie of Arts and Social Sciences Society, the Faculty of Arts and Science. So there are a lot of different venues in which I can relay your wishes, your hopes, dreams, all that kind of stuff. If you have questions or concerns, I would be the person who would bring those to council and to administration. So the biggest part of my job is to talk to you guys. I want to do that through my Facebook page, which is Arts at King's, and more importantly through conversations. So I've had a lot of really valuable conversations with students in the past year, both in formal and informal settings, just about how they feel about arts and what they want to see change, and where they want funding to go and what events they want to see happen. And I want to keep communicating with you guys, and I also want to make sure that I'm transparent with you so that you know what's going on. There are some small governing bodies that control a lot, and I think that the decisions that affect your education need to be explained to you. So that's what I will do if I'm reelected. The second thing I want to talk to you about is sort of related. It's about retention and tuition. So I'll be pretty quick on this because I think we all agree that we can't increase tuition. That's stupid, it sucks, we're not doing it. The government doesn't seem to be helping us a lot. They should be, they're not. We have a lot of stuff working against us. With that said, I think that working on arts retention at King's is super important. So if I'm elected, I really want to work hard with the first year rep to improve the transition out of FIP and into other programs, be they at King's or at Dalhousie, so that we can make sure that we're keeping students here, and we can make sure that they are enjoying themselves in first year and then after first year. The third thing I'm going to talk to you about is representative curricula. So a lot of you in FIP may have noticed that you're studying a lot of old white guys, which is totally cool, but there are other people in the world and we should talk about them too. This past year I helped to create a society called SNARC, which stands for Students Advocating for Representative Curricula. The N is in students, I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but we've worked on a lot of projects regarding representative curricula, including a statistics project that talks about female representation in FIP. We'll be releasing that later this year in a couple months. It's really exciting. You should check it out when it comes out. I want to keep working with SNARC and with the union, and I want to make sure that we're talking about bringing historically repressed groups into our curriculum. I also want to work a lot with academic committee to improve the gender and women's studies program at Dalhousie. If any of you are interested in taking that, hands up if you have ever thought about taking a program like that. I know it's very popular at King's, but it's also very hard to access for a number of reasons, and if I'm elected, I really want to push to make that more accessible. Fourth thing, events. So last year there was an interdisciplinary event, which was a symposium on the body, and that included students and professors from HOST, CSP, and EMSP. Super popular, very successful. I really want to do that again. If I'm re-elected, that'll be one of the first things that I start working on because it's a really great way to bring together all of the people at King's. This year, I would also like to include FIP in that event. I know that people can think of it as sort of being very divided, and I don't think it is, and I think it's important that we recognize how interrelated all of the things that we are studying really are. And last thing, I want to talk a little bit, as Liam did, about King's representation at Dalhousie. So right now we're not represented, and we should be. I have been working with Dalhousie to get voting members on the Dalhousie Arts and Social Sciences Society. I want to keep working with the president of DAS on that, and get a voting member on the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, because right now I'm the only person who sits on that. I don't have a vote. I should have a vote. And yeah, so yay. Please come chat with me. You all rock.
King's and Dow. I'm just wondering if you could both tell me how you would characterize that relationship. Should it be improved? How could it be improved? Tell me your thoughts. I'm going to start with Liam.
Well, a lot of people think it's like a married couple, but more so I think it's like a anglerfish couple. In case you guys don't know basic biology, anglerfish just... Male anglerfish is what the King's is. It just is only there for reproductive reasons. Female anglerfish is the main body of it. What I want is equal standing, and for King's to actually have a say in what goes on, instead of just being a whisper in the wind.
Interesting. So yeah, I don't know how I would characterize the King's-Dow relationship. I don't think I could put it into one word. I would say that it is tense at times, but also very, what's the word when two things rely on each other? We rely on it. Yeah, there we go. We do rely on each other, and it can seem at times that we are two distinct schools, and we are, but I think we should work towards a better relationship between the two. So as I mentioned very quickly at the end, the Dalhousie Arts and Social Sciences Society is sort of like the KSU Council for Dal art students. Right now, the only person who sits on that society is the arts rep from King's, and I've been working with the president of that society to get the head of CSP, the head of EMSP, and the head of HOST also to sit on that society because more voting members would be great. I also would like a voting member in the faculty meetings because there are Dalhousie voting members. The point I'm trying to make is that if we can get more voting representation on those societies, we can have a bigger say in what happens. We're a huge, like King students make up a huge part of Dalhousie Arts. There's no denying that. We need them to get a degree. They need us to support them. I think the more relations we can have, the better our relationship will be. And I really want to work on improving it because I don't think that it ought to be as tense as it sometimes feels.
Any other questions for our residents?
They cover pretty much everything that has to affect case except for science and journalism. Which means that most of you here would talk about it. Nope.
Guys, any other questions after the speeches? I'll be in the back with cookies.
Quick question. As a host student, when you talk about having the host EMSP and CSP exec on, would they just be additional voices, or would they have voting?
Voting rights.
Then what would then be your role in that?
Well, you answer first.
Sure. Okay, so the idea that we're looking at right now is having those 3 presidents on DAS as well as the arts rep. The arts rep would still bring like general news to DAS, but the presidents would focus on sort of society-specific events. They would have voting rights. We want to get that passed at the winter AGM, but we're working on it. But that would be the idea, yeah.
Thanks.
I really don't know how to answer this. This was a
Yeah,
thing
that's
that
one
she.
information question.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But I'm sure whoever's elected will be able to work on that, yeah.
Cool. Well, those are your arts reps.